We're going to finish with another, a docudrama series in this case, over on Channel 4 and Channel 4 streaming. So it was shown from Tuesday the 11th to Thursday the 13th of June, but is available on Channel 4 streaming. It's called The Fall, Skydive Murder Plot, and here is a clip.
Hopefully you'll job soon.
Yeah, I hope so.
The weather report says it's good after 3 o'clock.
Yeah, well, it's shitty now. I just feel a little bad leaving you all day.
It's fine, honey. We've been wanting to do this for a while. Yeah, it'll be worth it.
Okay, thank you.
Well, we'll all remember the story about the lady who went parachuting and nearly died because the parachute didn't come out, and then there was a big murder investigation, and of course she miraculously survived, which is incredible, but turned out that it was her partner, and we'll all remember that in the news. It made a huge amount of column inches, and now this is documented in this drama, and it's. You can't, I suppose we know the story, but this puts it all together. You see it in kind of detail of how it happened. You remember the guy, Emil, he arranged this parachute jump for Victoria, and it was near their Wiltshire home. But her parachute completely failed, and she plunged. It was 4,000 foot, I think, and she unbelievably survived. But it turned out that her equipment had been tampered with, and you find out how and why they found that out, because I suppose, why would they be investigating that? But I guess they had to look and see what had gone wrong, and of course they found out that actually someone had played a part in this, and that it wasn't just an accident. And you kind of see every bit that was missed, I suppose. We just glaze over the story, don't we? When you read it, you think, oh God, that's just so awful. But then you kind of really go into the details and the case, and how he was finally convicted, and the fact that he had no real kind of upset or remorse. It was absolutely fascinating, and I find things like this fascinating because it's in our time. It's something that's really, and that's what we're doing now, isn't it? More and more, in sort of turning these documentaries, these dramas around so quickly. Whereas quite often what we talk about, I'll say, well, actually, it's great because it kind of picks up the history that I don't have. Well, this is in our living history, so it's really, really fascinating, and also really, really upsetting in places. It's kind of the levels that people will go to get rid of someone. I mean, how bad can things really get? Just absolutely awful, and really hard for anyone that knows this family to watch, I'd imagine. But incredibly interesting, as I say, something that we'll all remember. Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it, and I think because quite recently Fiona Bruce presented a documentary on the same subject, and it's an incredible story. I think that's available on Netflix. They've come up with a slightly different way of doing it. So they've made it a docudrama. So they've got the actress Mariana Buring playing Victoria. And then there's testimony from two detectives, Maddie Henner and Paul Franklin, who investigated the case. But then you've also got actors playing them, the reconstructions, and also you see them kind of watching the actors playing out these scenes. So it's quite an unusual approach to it, I would say. The guy who they've got playing Emil, I mean, he's an absolute dead ringer for the guy. So it's a fascinating case, and particularly Emil just being such a sort of narcissistic psychopath, and it emerged that he'd previously tried to kill Victoria by creating a gas leak in their home. But perhaps the strangest thing about it, other than the fact that also she survived the jump, is that she refused to accept that he was guilty, and she sort of sabotaged the first trial by sort of almost retracting what she said to the police and not testifying in the way she'd agreed to, and wanted him back in the family home. And then when he was convicted in the second trial, she was going to visit him in prison and still sort of saying that she didn't believe that he could have done it. And she gives an interview in this, which giving her take on it now. Now time has passed. So it's quite an innovative way of telling this amazing story. And yeah, I found it well worth watching.